So you guys have been complaining about me only playing with expensive toys, so today we're gonna do an unboxing and overview of something that's actually affordable, for you guys anyways, and it's going to be a pair of headphones. Bring it. Yeah, thank you. Welcome to the very first episode of MOBHouse Cheap Buy. It's cheap buy, not huh?
Oi, what's up with the American accent?
Do you guys know this? When I speak proper English, YouTube understands me perfectly and auto-generates accurate subtitles. So you don't have to do lah. Ano you want to do ah? Let's cut it up, cut it up, cut it up, like I'm on fire. Is that good, Lane? Can I open it up now?
Yes.
Alright, let's open it up to see what we have here. I totally forgot who sent these because, you know, we get packages all the time. Not flexing, it's true, the office is just way too small for like so many packages. Okay, here are the headphones with no packaging, no box, nothing except for this. You have the instructions manual, I assume. Oh, it's from iSK. Or in Chinese, it says Ching Chong Ling Long Long Ching Chong. Actually, it doesn't. It says professional high protection real headphones. The heck's that? This is the instructions manual. If you can't read Chinese, then you know what? Too bad. Too bad for you. Oh, it has English. Oh, it does have English. It says professional hi-fi headphone with like just one phone, singular. I bet like just one side works, you know, the other one's just for show. This is the iSK HF-2010 and it's a semi-open back, I guess. Professional hi-fi headphones which combines the merits of open and closed
Blah 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 blah.
Well, it's a hybrid between open back and closed back. Let's take it out. This is actually a carrying case, I think. Why don't they just put damn headphones inside the carrying case that they so kindly provide us anyways. Let's take these babies out. So here it is. Firstly, as you can see, these are pretty well made. Well, you cannot see, but I can see. So I'm just gonna show you some B-rolls. The headbands are adjustable with numbers on the side 1 to 8, so you can remember what settings you have your headphones set up at and just adjust it accordingly. If you have one ear higher or lower than the other, you can do that too, like a 7 here and a 6 there, you know. Anyways, the cable is not detachable. It comes with a 3.5mm jack that has an adapter for a 1/2 inch, so you can stick it into something more sizable. The cable is not braided or coiled. It's pretty nice, I guess. But the fact that it doesn't come with detachable headphone cables means that if anything goes wrong, then you're gonna have to like yank it out and redo the cabling yourself. Not a big deal, still works. These things always confuse me because you never know which direction they go. The cable is pretty long, I think. Yeah. So let's get rid of all this stuff on the table and take a closer look at these headphones. Now let's take a closer look at these iSK HF-2010s. In terms of aesthetics, I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed that they look oddly similar to my trusty Beyerdynamic DT770 Pros right here and the DT880 Premiums right here. Let's check it out. Firstly, as you guys can see, it has a steel headband that goes all the way to the other side. Pretty sturdy but flexible. And the ear cups are made out of aluminum and plastic, I guess, with a black grill and a plate that says iSK. Then we have the padding on the headband that's pretty soft and plush, made out of pleather, I assume, and velour ear pads. Pretty cool. In terms of aesthetics, I give these a 6 out of 10 only because they copied my favorite pair of headphones. I don't like that. But in terms of build quality, I'll give them like an 8 now. But I'll tell you later what I think about how well they last. Now let's move on to the comfort test. So let's put them on and test them out. I'm gonna go all the way to the 8th setting because I go hard or go home. Anyways, I'm gonna put it on. As I predicted, my head is too big. Okay, no, my head is not too big. It is standard Asian sized. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Your headphones are pretty small, too small. Yeah, but I'm giving these to Elaine and she has a much smaller head. So I assume that will be fine. Unless if she finds these too small as well, then I'm just gonna throw them into the bin or give them away. In terms of the earpads, the velour earpads are pretty comfortable, but they are not as plush as these velour earpads from my Beyerdynamics. They're a little bit stiffer, but still pretty comfortable. So comfort, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. Or okay, fine, I'm feeling gracious. So 8 out of 10. For the listening test, and since I'm British, I'm going to use the Lakitten Audio UHA-6S Mark II. Only because I'm British and I was born in South London. We're gonna try out a few genres of music to see how these stack up against, well, its older and more beautiful siblings. Firstly, for chill hop, we have a track called LOVESTRUCK by Lime Sauce. Firstly, I'm pretty impressed by the soundstage. And the bass is pretty controlled, but pretty tight, not bloated at all. As far as the mids, really clear, slightly recessed, but pretty good. The treble is pretty articulate as well. I'm liking it. Alright, moving on to the second track, which will be jazz. I have this track called Take Flight by William BENCKERT. Treble's really clear. The soundstage really helps you separate the instrument a little bit, like in the piano, in the mids, really nice. The bass is pretty tight except for maybe it gets a little bit looser in like the mid bass. But along with the wider soundstage, because of the semi-open back design, it gives you a pretty immersive experience with this track. Loving it. Let's move on to third track, which will be rock. I have a song called Closer to You by RAMIN. Liking the soundstage once again. Yeah, in this track you can hear that the mids is a little bit recessed, which is a little bit more evident in a mix with distortion in the guitars. But the soundstage is still pretty wide, that you can still clearly hear each separate instrument. When it gets a little bit busier, the mids are a little bit muddy, but still pretty balanced. Yeah, not bad. Let's move on to the final track. This song called Black Lies. This is a pop song. Once again, the soundstage is impressive. In this track, there's a pretty present bass, and it's pretty controlled. Doesn't get in the way of the vocals. It has quite an impressive bass for semi-open back headphones. Maybe even slightly more than my DT880s. But the DT880s definitely has a superior mid section and treble. Not bad. So in summary, let's talk about the sound quality and sound stage. In terms of sound stage, it's pretty wide and impressive. I didn't expect these cheap ass headphones to sound so wide in terms of sound stage. So you can hear all the instruments and all the different elements in the mix pretty clearly and separate. In terms of the individual frequency ranges, let's talk about the bass first. In terms of bass, it is pretty cool actually. It goes pretty low in terms of extension. It's pretty tight, not bloated at all, that it messes up the other frequency ranges. The mid bass though lacks a little bit of control, so it's slightly looser. However, it sits pretty well in terms of the arrangement with the other frequency ranges. In terms of the mids, the vocals and all that stuff sound pretty natural to me, with a little bit of a push in the treble region, not too much, just a little bit. They tried to give it a little bit more presence in the mids, but I still feel that in terms of mids, they are still slightly recessed. But overall, still pretty cool. Finally, when it comes to the treble, there is a little bit of texture and character in the treble. It's not like a flat out kind of treble that you get with some headphones. It's pretty fun to listen to, and it sits pretty nicely in the overall soundstage. So overall, in terms of soundstage, it's pretty darn impressive, so I'll give it a 9 out of 10. In terms of sound quality, I give it a 7.5 out of 10, and it's only because the mid-range leaves a little more to be desired. So, value for money? This thing is pretty awesome, sitting at under 200 ringgit, at around 150 ringgit. So that's what, 30 US dollars?
Yep.
That's pretty cheap, man. So I'll give it a 10 out of 10 for value for money, and it punches way above its weight class. So definitely a MOBHouse cheap buy. So I'm just gonna let Simon tally up the score right over here so you can see what is the overall score for these headphones. And that's because even if I'm an Asian, I'm horrible with mathematics. So overall, this headphone is definitely approved by MOBHouse as a MOBHouse cheap buy. If you thought this video was awesome, please give us a like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below to let us know what you think about these headphones. And if you want to see more MOBHouse cheap buys videos, and we'll make more of those because we love you guys, and thank you for all the support. Till then, we'll see you in the next one.